welcome back to the Mysterious Ripley House. Let's dive right in to episode 7. The bulbous bone troll, Audrey said. Yeah, who doesn't like children, Bianca said. Well, there's no way we can ring that bell, Tim said. No way. Aw, come on, Raphael said. Why not? Do you want to get stomped on by a troll? Tim said. Who said anything about getting stomped on? Raphael said. Come on, all we have to do is be clever about it. Yeah, Audrey said. Yeah, Raphael said. We can ring the bell and then run and hide somewhere. And then, once the troll is gone, we can come back out here and meet the vampire. What makes you think the vampire will still be awake? Audrey said. Duh, Raphael said. There'll be a troll running around. Tim still didn't like the idea, but it was 3 against 1. So, since she was the fastest runner, they had a quick competition to find out who it was. Audrey was assigned the task of ringing the vampire bell. The other 3 crept down the hallway, 6 feet back into the dark basement. As soon as Audrey joined them, they would run as fast as they could until they found a doorway to hide in. Audrey, still inside the vampire's room, held her breath. She felt queasy with nervousness. The air in the room was damp and sharp, and the longer she smelled the air, the more nervous she became. She wondered what the bulbous bone troll would be like, and what would happen if he materialized in the doorway and trapped her in the room. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen next, Audrey exclaimed. I wonder why we're all in this house, and what the point of all of us waking up here was. I wonder who owns this house, and why it's so strange, and why no one can leave. But most of all, I wonder what's going to happen when I ring this bell. Audrey lined up her stance. She took a deep breath. Then she rang the vampire bell 3 times. The bell jingled cheerfully. Almost immediately afterwards, however, Audrey heard a deep, ominous creaking in the walls. She didn't stay long enough to hear much of it, though. She was out of the room like a shot. As soon as Audrey joined Bianca, Tim, and Raphael, the 4 of them ran as fast as they could. They ducked into the first doorway they found. It turned out to be a bathroom. All 4 kids stood in the bathtub and shut the shower curtain. Then their hearts knocked against their rib cages as they waited. A slow, ominous shuffle started down the hallway. Audrey began to think that maybe this had been a terrible idea after all. She looked around the bathroom for some kind of weapon, in case there really was a troll outside and in case it found them. There was some stuff on the bathtub rim, a rubber duck, some bath salts, a big bottle of cologne with an old-fashioned label on it. They could throw that at the troll, maybe, but Audrey didn't think it would do much good. The shuffle in the hallway became louder. It got closer. All of a sudden, the children heard a loud sniff. I smell children, said a voice. It was a female voice, but it was most definitely a female troll. I don't like children. And that, my friends, is the end of episode 7. So we find our heroes and heroines stuck in a bathtub, and a troll that can smell them is right outside. I'm very excited about today's voting because I'm leaving it completely up to you. It's going to be the simplest vote, but also the hardest vote probably that we've had in a while. The only question is, what should the children do next? And if you guys can figure out a way to get them safely out of the room, then that's what's going to happen. But if no one can figure out how they can avoid detection from the troll, then, well, we'll just see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, that is one of your missions for the day, of course, is to vote. Other mission is to bring in a friend, call your cousins, call your friends, bring them in on the adventure. Remember to contact at least one person every day and tell them about the adventure. And then, of course, last but not least is your mission of the day. And that, I'm very excited about this because April Fool's is tomorrow. I recommend not being too cruel to your family since you're all stuck in the house together. So don't pull any pranks that are mean. But if your parents are listening with you by any chance, I would tell them that they need to leave for this part so you can at least pull this prank on somebody. And parents, I promise that this is not a cruel prank. It is not hard to clean up. And everyone should find it pretty fun and funny. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you guys my favorite April Fool's prank that I came up with when I was about your age. which is that you take a little bit of aluminum foil and you make kind of like a cup with it, like a little tiny cup, and then you fill the cup with food coloring and you tape it to the underside of a faucet. So in the bathroom or the kitchen, probably the bathroom. And that way when someone turns on the faucet, the water is red or blue or green. And it's pretty fun and pretty entertaining. And then of course you can just refill that little cup with a different color if a different family member hasn't seen the trick yet. So I highly recommend doing that, and you can prep it tonight and have lots of fun with that tomorrow. And even if everyone in your family hears about it, or you all know about it in advance, it's pretty fun to change the water. And then sometimes you'll forget that you'll even prank yourself because you forget that you put it up there, and all of a sudden the water is turning blue. So it's really fun, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow, and I can't wait to find out how they're going to get away from this troll. So I'm excited to see your votes and your thoughts and your creative input. But for now, please stay ferocious and funny, and I will see you guys tomorrow.